All right. We're going to talk about some M-A-G-A. What does that say? Mega. Not Sega, Mega. So, even though this is a old acronym, who do you remember using that acronym first?
Who, me?
Yeah, what president used that acronym first?
I have no idea.
Really? Oh, if anybody out there know who used that acronym first, Make America Great Again, here's up. But anyway, this topic is going to be about your boy, Trump. I got a question out there. What if all the niggas jump ship and vote for that motherfucker Trump? Man, what kind of America would it be? What? Can you imagine black people just saying, fuck it, the Democrats, I'm sick of y'all asses. I'm just gonna vote for this sumbitch Trump just for the sake of it. Just to piss y'all asses off. What the hell? We be like, what the hell? Niggas done went crazy. Now white folks gonna decide to vote right. What you think? I don't mean left, but they gonna vote right. Can you imagine, once we start, I can't say that's exercising our voting power, but it'll definitely throw a monkey wrench because they can't figure out which way black folks will vote in America when we just start voting random just to mess up their democracy.
And that's how you see it?
Oh no, I'm just putting it out there. It's not about seeing. I'm just saying some stuff. It's fantasy for right now. It just sounds good.
So, essentially, whether we vote Democrat, Republic, or Independent, I mean, what do you think is our power, or do you think we have any power with? Or do you think, no matter who we vote for or wherever our mind state is, do you think it even matters? In this nation?
It depends on what the agenda is in regards of the Democrats and the Republicans. And when I say the agenda, I mean the white agenda. I mean, when you got the left and the right, and you got the liberals and the conservatives, you got two types of agenda. And yes, 13% can kind of tip the scale a little bit to which way it goes. Whenever we just in the mood to say, fuck it, we don't give a damn about this democracy. But it can cause some effect, not very much. I mean, it can.
I just want to make, since you said that, I see we on the same page.
Because it makes a difference. When something is 50-50, yes, it can tip the scale a little bit. In regards to, and when you do the math, it can do damage. It can change the dynamics.
Well, I kind of see what you're saying now. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't see it from that particular perspective, but since you put it in that way, I definitely see what you're saying, because when you have a polarized group of Caucasian people, which is a dangerous situation for us, because one thing that we know about Europeans, and I hate to call them Europeans, because just like we're black Americans in America, I'm going to just say white Americans. White Americans are the descendants of the brutality.
So what are Anglo-Saxons? That's a different type of white man?
Let's look it up.
I mean, I hear Caucasians.
Well, Anglo-Saxon is supposed to be like the
European,
the supreme,
the
most recessive. Well, supreme in the more. It seemed like in their culture.
Sorry, white folks, don't mean to laugh, but the shit is kind of funny.
The most recessive is the most. Well, we'll look it up. Let's get to the bottom of it.
Anglo-Saxon. All right, that's showing my ignorance a little bit, because I have no idea, because I do not really concern myself.
Anglo-Saxon. Well, okay, I was on point. Relating to or denoting the Germanic inhabitants of England from their arrival in the 5th century up to Norman conquest. So, basically a Germanic inhabitant of England between the 5th century and the Normannic conquest. So basically, the German individuals who evaded and escaped and got into Britain and basically made their dominance known. So basically,
it sounds like it sounds like a bunch of damn mutts to me, European mutts. But anyway, all right, now we got that established. They just different names
but I'm saying
that they use to call themselves white.
Yeah, well, they're not Jews. They're not Greeks. They're not Turks. They're very recessive Caucasians.
Based on the region.
They're less melanated. If you put a Greek with a Anglo, you're gonna get a Greek.
Right.
You know, they're the most recessive.
Oh wow.
So my thing is, based on what you just said, what I'm saying is, in America, you have two different factions of Europeans based on ideology.
Right.
The northern mentality and the southern mentality.
Right.
Now, just because you're in the north doesn't mean that you partake in the northern mentality, because if you go in upstate New York, you're going to see some rebel flags up there. You go in Ohio, Minnesota, Wisconsin. So just because you're maybe regionally north, you might be mentally south, and vice versa. You got a lot of liberals that live in the South.
Right.
That'd be like these country ass white folk and yada yada yada. So based on what you just said, you know, being that you could be a black person, and even though you're kind of on the sidelines while they both fuck you in the ass as black people, and they use you to enhance their quality of life, and they take turns. The Democrats have it for a while, and they'll use black people, and then the Republicans get it for a while, and then they'll use black people.
Exactly.
But we maintain their society. But like you said, okay, if we decide to say, okay, for so long we've been predictable, and we've been democratic, so they didn't have to reckon with us. If all of a sudden we decide to go rogue Republican, then we shake the algorithm of America, and they be like, okay, what are these niggas up to? Like, are we losing control? Do we have to do martial law? What the fuck are we going to have to do? Are we have to go ahead and implement martial law? Do we have to put them in prison? Or, like, do we have to bring slavery back into existence? Because we just can't have niggas running around being mentally free. We need them under control. Because, hell...
Well, you know that's how the white Democrats feel about us. They want to control us.
Well, both of them, I think.
Well, yeah, but, hey, can you imagine that, though? I mean, niggas jumping ship.
Well, I mean, it seems like it's headed in that direction, because...
I can see that. I can see black folks saying, fuck the Democrat Party, let's go Republican. Hey, either way it go in this country, these motherfuckers gonna screw us over.
Or...
Who's the best master?
Or it could be so... Let me just put this on the table. Because what you're saying, it has a lot of validity to it. But that's why I said, well, how well do we need to have faith in the system? Because the one thing that you said there, that's why I say I know we on point, is that because we know politics is bullshit.
Well, of course
so at the end of the day, if they're saying that, wow,
this is a game to them.
Donald Trump said, black people, you might as well vote for me because what do you have to lose? He said that out in public.
And you know he ain't lying.
From Republicans to Democrats, from Bush.
What do we have to lose?
From Nixon to Carter to, Nixon to Johnson to Carter to Reagan to Bush to Clinton to Bush to Obama. And I'm going to stop right there. All politicians have been non-transparent. They've all played a game and chopping it up and saying what we want to hear that we can get along with, right? Now, it could be to the point where we already know that there's two things going on in place globally. That's the New World Order agenda, bringing as much mergers and, the pyramid effect. We're trying to bring as much stuff under one umbrella as possible to get everybody under the same government, under the same currency, under the same system. So because it's easier to manage than all these language barriers and governments and all of that. If we can get all y'all motherfuckers listening to one group of people, we got you. That's number one. Number two is, at the end of the day, as black people, we are, no matter how magnificent you make technology, you always need a mechanical human resource to be able to get shit done. And not saying that white people don't want to work, it's that they have in their culture a system of, if I'm working, that must mean I ain't shit. They have a very severe class system in their culture, and it has transferred over into race. So now, in their country, when they used to have people who sat on their ass and didn't do shit, and people on the bottom that did all the work, they say, well, hell, we want to all be the people who sitting around on our ass and not doing shit, and we make the niggas do all the work. That's something that's taking place globally. So if they're able to convince us, like you said, en masse to vote Republican, then they'll be like, well, damn, the dumbed down agenda of human beings, particularly black people, if they're voting Republican, knowing that Republicans have always been the party that don't fuck with them, as opposed to the lesser of two evils, then we got them right where we want them.
Man, I would love to see that. I would love to see black folks jump ship. Say, throw up the middle finger.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because you know how politics is bullshit. Throughout the last, I want to say,
man, we need to catch a wave on that. Catch a wave.
Since I want to say, when did Ross Perot run for president?
Oh man, let me see. Actually, he ran against Bush.
Okay, so
and Reagan was it against Bush and Reagan?
I'm not sure, but
I know Bush was running, maybe Reagan.
But I would say if you ever listen to the independent candidates' arguments in the last few elections ever since Ross Perot ran, all the independent candidates always spoke the voice of the fucking people, whether they were conservative or Democrat.
Right.
But because of the way our system is set up, we so much motherfucking, like I say, niggas, we insignificant. Let's just be honest.
Why you think they won't let the independents come in?
Well, I'm pretty sure they learned when Cynthia McKinney was up in there because she was dropping bombs.
But, I mean, even still.
And she didn't have a fucking chance in hell, but she brought a lot. Even when bum-ass, what's his name? I don't know if he ran independent, but even when the damn FBI motherfucker, the slickback, what's his name?
Oh, your guess is good as mine.
Al Sharpton. When he ran,
oh wow,
he brought a lot of shit to the table that was very articulated very well as far as.
Was he independent?
I'm not sure if he was independent. I
don't ever remember him saying. But no, I'm serious.
Jill Stein or whatever her name is. You always have independent candidates that speak for the average, everyday people, but they don't have a fucking chance.
What about that wrestler?
Jesse Ventura, another one.
Was he? I know he was independent.
I think he was independent.
Yeah.
But like I say, you've always had independent people who spoke for the people, but.
Yeah, he was on. He seemed like he was on some real shit. But if they can get,
which ain't gonna happen, by the way.
But no.
But if
we know why they won't let them in.
But if you ever did get a bunch of niggas voting,
say
all the
we
way
can't
Republican.
Have
now, can you imagine all the niggas back Trump, and then he just goes full white supremacy and be like, y'all voted for the shit. Now, what the fuck? We giving you what you asked for. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine that?
No.
That shit would be, it would be hilarious. Trump. But I'm gonna say this though. Let me put this on record. Just no one understand.
It's not about.
It don't even matter.
It's funny that no, I'm not letting you slide with that one because I know you're gonna always slide with that one. Because either way, it's slavery on both sides.
I'm not saying that it's not.
I mean, even though
one is overt and one is covert.
Yeah, Trump keep it up right in your face, and you still have a chance to fight back if you want. Democrats, man, these motherfuckers, I'm white, I'm not say so too.
No, I'm not saying. What I'm.
Okay, we're getting past that one, babe. We're getting past it. I left it alone. But to your point, it is funny as fuck. What if? You know, that's some funny shit.
I mean, it is what it is. You
I
know,
mean,
don't get me because as it stands right now, and me and the goddess was talking about earlier. You know, you got this culture out here now where you got a lot of brothers and sisters who are extreme in their support of the Republicans. Beyond, you know, back in the days, your Armstrong Williams and
come on.
your
Is it growing on you?
or your Sheriff Clarks and
What's that
Larry
fella name?
Elders and all of them.
What's the new fella? What's his name?
You got King Face, I think his name is.
Is he growing on you?
Tommy Sotomayor.
We ain't talking about Tommy.
You
Tommy
got,
ain't reaching, but the dude King Face is reaching.
Reaching who?
What I'm saying, he's reaching your mind. He's changing your ideas. You don't think he's reaching a lot of black people? He can't reach them and pull them over to his side?
Oh, well.
I can see black people voting for Trump.
Well, what I'm getting at...
Black folks for Trump 2020.
Yeah, what I'm getting at is...
I can see it.
I mean, I can see it as well. The reason why, that's what I'm saying. That before, when it came to being conservative, as black people, you had Larry, what is his name? Richard Steele. I can't remember his name, but I got a book that he wrote, Straight Coon. But he was the
I'm sorry.
He was the black head of the Republican something. He was the minority head of the Republican something. Richard Steele, whatever. You had Larry Elder, Armstrong Williams. You know, there were certain individuals that were straight Republican, and people looked at them funny style. And even in the midst of a lot of policies that were anti-black, they would still be a proponent of it because why? They're thinking, well, if we can just get along to go along and show and prove that we're willing to be transparent, even though we can't get rid of our melanin, but we can infuse ourselves into conservative mentality mentally, then maybe that will trickle down into making us better. But the one thing that they agreed with was you over there on the Democratic side and they ain't doing shit for you. Now, in modern day time, fast forward, you had the Tommy Sotomayor, who, a former worker employee at IBM, who used to work for Rush Limbaugh, the king of the Republicans, you know, as far as broadcasting. And he was like the main, if you was a motherfucking Republican, you had to go through Rush Limbaugh. So it made sense for Tommy Sotomayor to be a proponent of him. But Tommy Sotomayor is not a hood nigga. So he can't really relate to the hood like King Face can. Oh. King Face sounds like a nigga from the corner, from the block. But he's walking around with a goddamn MAGA hat on. And
wishing somebody would put their hands on him.
And he's speaking that talk. Now, not to get all, you know, scientific about it, because at the end of the day,
we're getting scientific.
With the goddess and I conversation, I already put it on record. Whether you vote Democrat or Republican, if you vote, you a fucking stupid ass idiot jackass, in my opinion. Because at the end of the day,
we're not gonna say that.
You're sitting there playing a game that you already know is not.
It's a game. It's a game. We play Candy Crush. Why we can't vote Black Republican?
Hey, well, like I said,
I play Sugar Crush all the time. I ain't played it in a minute. But who played Farmville? Who was hooked? I don't know. Voting, I'm really hoping black people just change their mind.
At the end of the day,
jump ship.
At the end of the day, black folk, do whatever you're gonna do, because at the end of the day,
don't vote Democrat.
I'm gonna just say this: as a society of white supremacy, and not even so much white supremacy, but white society, they're sitting back, trying to live their best life, living my blessed life, before you wake up these damn niggas. Because at the end of the day, they just sitting back trying to enjoy their motherfucking selves on this planet, hoping that you don't wake your motherfucking stupid asses up. Because once you wake up, now you're going to make shit real uncomfortable. But it doesn't have to be that way, and we'll get into that probably in another dialogue, because not saying that I have the solution, but I think we do have to recognize that, and I'm going to just hit y'all with this, and I'm done. as the people of the sun, the people of the universe, the highly melanated beings, we're not going to get around. We have to take care of these motherfuckers. We just need to be in charge as we take care of them. And on that note, I'm going to say peace.
Oh, there you go. All I want to say is, black folks, black Republicans, black folks, can we be black Republicans? Can we vote Trump 2020? I'm not voting, but I just would love to see you voters out there vote for Trump. I would like to see black people jump ship, say, screw the Democrats, they ain't doing anything for us.
Real quick, I know I said I was done.
Pause.
I'm going to hit y'all with this real quick.
Pause.
And then I'm really done.
Pause.
The reason why, in all fairness, I mean, I got to say, the reason why I think politics is bullshit. In 1995, February, I was stationed in Panama.
Oh my gosh, not this story again.
Yeah, I was stationed in Panama, and I was deployed. My unit was deployed in El Salvador, and it was two soldiers, NCOs, having an argument. A black NCO E6, a white NCO E5, and they were talking about foreign policy and why are we in El Salvador and all of that kind of shit. And the white dude said, this was February 1995, the white NCO told the black NCO, and I quote, "You think you a smart nigga, don't you?" He said, "I bet you didn't know in the year 2000, George W. Bush will be president of the United States. In 2004, he's going to run against a fellow Skull and Bones member. George W. Bush will be the last president of America. There's a George W. that started America. There'll be a George W. that ends America." I was 21, 22 at the time, and when he said that, I was like, this February 1995, I was like, man, this motherfucker don't know what the fuck he talking about. Like, that motherfucker come back and be president, he gonna be so old. He was already 2 terms under Reagan, vice president, and then he was a term under himself, and then he got beat by Clinton. I didn't know this man had a son named George W. Bush. July of 2000, they start talking about the governor of Texas, and his name was George W. Bush. And I told my aunt, I was like, yo, auntie, he gonna win. She was like, what the fuck you talking about? He going against McCain. He gonna get out the Republican Party. You know, McCain is a war hero and yada, yada, yada. I said, auntie, this dude told me back in the day he was gonna run and he was gonna win. Oh, he been executing people out there in Texas left and right. Ain't no way in the fuck he gonna win. All I know is I was stationed at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, part of the 7th Group Special Forces in the service detachment. We were deployed to Fort Pickett, Virginia, in the woods. People had their radios out there, and I heard motherfuckers talking about fuck shit. And I was like, what's going on? They said, oh man, they don't know who the president is. I was like, don't know who the president is? They said, yeah man, they don't know who the president is. So I couldn't wait to get to a fucking TV so I could see what the fuck's going on. I'm way in the military in the woods, surrounded by white supremacist special forces motherfuckers. I'm like, damn, is the Civil War about to go down or what? I didn't know what was going on. Come to find out, George Bush won. 2004, now I got out of the military in 2001. 2004,
after 20
I'm watching CNN and MSNBC. I'm trying to be a little more political astute. And then they had John Kerry on TV. Tim Russert was asking him on Meet the Press, about Vietnam and Heinz ketchup and all of this bullshit. And then the last thing he asked him, he was like, yo, since you and George Bush are fellow Skull and Bones members, we hear it's a tradition that if somebody screams out Skull and Bones in the room, that you got to get up and leave the room. So if you and George Bush, both Skull and Bones members, are in a debate, are y'all just going to leave the room? And he just busts out laughing. He didn't say he was. He didn't say he wasn't. But he just said, well, it's so secret we can't even talk about it. How did this man know in February 1995 who the fuck was going to be president in 2000 and that he was going to win again? Then, when he said he was going to be the last president, there was a oath of office, and when Obama became president, you ever notice he had to take the ceremony back somewhere? It was always something fucked up. The point I'm making is presidents are selected, not elected. So whatever's going on with Trump and all of that, they already know who's going to be the president 10 years from now. They groom these motherfuckers, they put them in our face, but as long as we play the game, we're subject to what's going on. That's all I got to say.
No, you going to tell me you predicted Trump to be president?
No, I didn't predict anything. I didn't predict nothing.
Oh, okay.
What I'm saying is, whoever's in charge.
Because you thought Hillary was going to be president, and she never became president. Because you figured, I don't know, based on something.
Well, I thought, based on reading the book by Larry Burkett, what was it, Illuminati?
Yeah.
Where he had the character. Well, the reason why I can't say I really predicted it, because that book predicted Obama. But
no, you said it predicted Hillary.
No, it predicted Obama, but it talked about a female character who was running for president.
That's not what you said, babe. Me and you argue up and down that Hillary's going to be president.
No, I said
based on that book.
I said based on the book, since it spoke about a female character. No, you're right.
No, right.
The female became the president, but the half-breed became the advisor. They wanted him to be the president. In the book, they wanted him to be the president, but he was the advisor. But what I'm saying is, that particular person who,
that almost happened, though. I'm just saying, that almost happened. If she would have became president, she probably would have chose Obama.
Well, but that just proves my point, though. Like, I'm not in those inner circles. I don't know. I'm not at the meetings.
That's not.
We can only go
to
based on.
To me, it's unpredictable. You said
we can only go based on the people who are in those circles who can't hold water.
I know.
That put the information out there, and we might get a whiff of it.
But
the beautiful thing that they're doing is they're making motherfuckers so stupid and dumb nowadays that, like you just said, they make it seem like, well, we're just going to play the game, but meanwhile...
It's a game. That's all I see.
But meanwhile, they're fucking up your rights, because at the end of the day... I'm going to hit you with this. What I find interesting is the people who... The nigglets who are saying, Trump, 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 Trump. Look at the judges he's appointing.
Well, I just told you about that.
So at the end of the day... But that's what's being spoken about.
He's got...
He's setting it up where if it ain't about him being white supremacist, like he said, he's...
The next 30-something, 40 years, I think he appointed like 30-something judges.
I would hope that he's in there.
They say it's quite a bit, federal judges.
How I see it, I'm surprised that he's in there. I don't know the agenda at this point. You got a celebrity.
The Democrats are fucking up. He's in there because the Democrats are just dumb and stupid, and they don't know what to do. If the reality is, when Obama was president, he kind of screwed it up when he decided to choose Hillary Clinton as his backup girl to run for election. He promised that role to her, but what he didn't understand or did not foresee, that white America did not like Hillary Clinton. Period. He didn't see that. He didn't understand that. All the Negro votes in America could not save her. Bottom line.
Now, you said he chose that? Well, so can I ask you a question? How do you see Obama?
No, Hillary was going to get that role.
How do you
I don't see Obama. Obama only got my vote because of his wife. I didn't vote for him. Me and him did not. Obama and I did not share the same views. He got my vote because, number one, he was married to a black woman. That was the only way he was gonna get my vote. I can't see myself, real talk, voting for Caucasians. I'm just being real. Caucasians, I can't see it. I'm sorry, y'all. Black folks been voting for y'all.
Well, shout out to Zbigniew Brzezinski. You created a very eloquent, speaking, handsome, intelligent puppet that you put up in there, man. You definitely did your thing, and you got a lot of shit done on behalf of white supremacy with that token.
I was impressed. I'm impressed by Obama. Well spoken.
You definitely got up in Africa. You never had American troops on the ground in Africa. With Obama, you did it. You saw the Chinese and the Russians making the move to get some of them resources. You know you had to make a move. Which what is the book he wrote, The Grand Chessboard or some shit like that. So you don't get the props that you deserve because a lot of ignorant motherfuckers don't even know who the fuck you are. But Obama damn sure gave you your props because you were the puppet master, and I give you all praises because you definitely did your, and you stacked from even being since Carter to Reagan to Bush to Clinton, I mean, you was right there. And even though you're no longer here, you in the realm of the Agungun, as a white person, you definitely showed and proved that white people always tell me that I give white people too much credit, but there's a lot of motherfucking intelligent white folks out here that are down for their cause. Now we need to emerge our people to be for our cause. Where are our mental chess playing scientists out here that strategize on behalf of us like they do for them? That's what we need.
Alrighty then. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. I just want to say, I'm not the type of person who is for the voting system. You vote for who you want, Republicans, Democrat. I personally don't vote, and I have my own personal views in regards to that. But, if you're a black person, whether I like you or not, you might just give them a vote. Run for president, black man, run for president. Peace.